Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the White Belt MMA podcast, and it's an absolute pleasure to have on the show today MMA Welterweight Will Gibson, who trains out of Las Vegas. He trains out of Syndicate MMA, one of the best gyms in the world, and he's actually coming off a big win last week up in Utah in Fierce Challenger. He got the win, and yeah, man. Will, how you doing, man? How's the feelings after the
win? I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Just recouping, recovering right now, taking my time, easing back into the process to continue to keep on going to the next show.
Yeah, man, 100%, man. And tell us a little bit about the fight, man. How'd you feel in there, man? You train with killers pretty much almost every day, so like I can only imagine like the fight was just another day in the office.
Yeah, pretty much. I train every day, practice every day in order to perform at my best when I get into the ring. The fight, it was pretty typical to what I pretty much assumed he was going to try to use his reach and his strength and try to overpower me. So I knew I had to keep him at a distance with different weapons and different kicks. Every time he came in and clashed, I made sure that he was leaving out with something, just not coming in for free. So, it was a couple of different areas in this fight where I had to be very conscious of not getting too deep into the firefight, exactly what he wanted me to do. So I always, reminded myself to get in and get out, because I'm trying to be something like Floyd or somebody that take too much damage, but being able to execute and give as much as he can take.
Yeah, man. 100%, man. And that's awesome, man. So you ended up getting the W, man. So, one thing, just to kind of reminisce a little bit, right? You're still early on in your career, but obviously, you're 2-0 right now in your pro MMA career, but obviously there's a lot more to the story, right? So, tell us a little bit about how'd you get started into the sport of MMA, right? Because some people, they stumble upon the sport. Other people, they go through in it through family, right? They've been doing it for a while. So for you, what was your story, man?
I've always been inspired to do this sport, and I've always been around, martial arts since I was young. My parents kept me involved and in tune with a lot of, different arts and different sports. So the athleticism and the talent was pretty much there. And then when I got interested, when I was about 17, and I was about 260 pounds, and I went and resorted back to learning the mixed martial arts, MMA, to where it just took a hold of me, build my self-confidence and build my strength within myself to know that, you can put that work within and you can show it without. And that's how I always just performed. And then, so I was at Tap Out for a few years when I was younger. And then I ended up swaying and going a different way in life, because as life wind blew, I blew with it. But then again, I got back on track a few years later, about 3-4 years later, and just took it even more serious than I ever before, because now the only option I have is success in the career that I chose. That's all I give myself. That's the only option I give myself, because I got to make things happen, not only for me, but for others around me as well. So I keep that in mind the whole time that I'm on my grind and I'm, running my mouth and exercising and doing whatever I do. I always have the bigger focus, and that's why I'm willing to sacrifice and do whatever it takes to get to where I got to get to.
No, yeah, 100%, man. And you talked about there, obviously, there was a couple of years, that it was back and forth, you weren't 100% with it. You get back to the sport, you go 100%, you're back on your grind. So how'd you come upon a Syndicate? What came to the decision of making that your home gym?
Well, when I came back into the game, I fell into a place to where I felt comfortable at that moment in time, and then I still do. So that's just where I stay, because I don't necessarily have to look outside of myself to go and do what I need to do when it comes time to performance. So it was more of, everybody's looking out for everybody is a feel. And that's the type of energy that I want to give across. So as long as I feel the energy reciprocated, then I stay, loyal to where I'm at, to the point to where I'm trying to be ahead in the game and not behind. So whenever I feel like I need to step above or also step with, I'm willing to do so in order to make sure that we all succeed and all get to the top to where all our vision needs to be. Because if their vision doesn't match my vision, or whoever vision doesn't match the vision, then you have to go and seek outside sources in order to gain that common ground of championship mindset. Because that's the same type of mindset that I go into the fight with. That's the same type of mindset I go into training with. So as long as my peers and my support people that's around me got the same mindset, then we can be and share the same game and eat at the same table.
No, yeah, 100%. And you said it there, right? Syndicate, one of the best gyms in the world. Everyone, has the same mindset, the same goal in hand, right? To obviously reach to the top of the sport. So, can you tell us a little bit, about your first couple sessions out there, man? Because I was actually watching your interview with Roxanne Modafferi, and actually, found it pretty funny how she was just kind of like, hey, he just came out of nowhere and he was giving Sean Strickland his best round. So, are there any stories that, you can kind of tell us and kind of give us a peek into the curtain of, the fun times in the training sessions?
There's always fun times in the training session, but I'm, like I say before, I'm more of the boogeyman of the sport. So when I'm coming in to work. So, and then a fun time, we come through and we have conversations and gather afterwards about our stories of the week. But when it's time to be in the gym, it's time to work and it's time to execute, because whatever you do in the gym is going to follow you inside that ring, in that cage. And all you have is you, yourself, and that referee. So you always got to make sure that the mindset you going in with is always to be able to win in competition, because that's the whole purpose. So whoever they put in front of you or whoever you're training with, you want to be able to train with the best in the world if you have that opportunity. And when it's time to step up, you step up and do what you do and be yourself. And that's just what I did. So when I came into the game again and around all these top athletes and prospects, I didn't shy away from activity. I always stayed active. I always stayed in the game like I always know how. And that's that's the same thing that I practice. So everything that I practice, I preach. What I don't really like to preach, I more teach. But if it give me the opportunity, I'll tell you some good news. And 9 out of 10 times, it's going to work for you like it worked for me, because I'm in the same place you are, just in a different time of reality. So we can all make it happen right now. So back to the fun sessions in the gym, yes. It's a lot of good guys, a lot of good work. And just like I say, I like competition. So it's not really a game to me. So when I go in there, I go into work.
No, yeah, 100%, man, 100%. And like you said there, man, it's not a game for you. You go into work, and man, that's exactly what you did in your career, man. Because you had about 3 amateur fights, and then you went right to pro. So especially nowadays, right? That a lot of people are getting the amateur fights in and getting a good amount in before going pro. For you, what was the decision to just have 3, and you're like, you know what, man, let's go, full throttle right into the pro game?
I've been in the game for a while. I done seen it from the scratch, from all the athletes, Kevin Randleman, Brad Tavares, these boys I used to train with, Muhammad, and I seen it stardom at a young age, and I already knew that I could grasp it then. So right now, like I said, when I'm more within myself, now the belief and the confidence grew to a higher level of when your mind and your body match, it's time to go. And you only have one chance. If you get 2, you better take it. Because every time you get it, it might not be there again. So make sure that you do your best, work your ass off, and continue to fight. And that's just something that I chose to do. So it didn't take me long, because life hits you harder than some of these opponents. And I've been through, for me, a lot of life tribulations, and it was turbulent in my life at moments in time. But I, withstand the wind. I blew with it and I landed. So now I found it where I'm going to be for the next few years of my life, dedicated and very disciplined in order to make sure that all my dreams and my career happens the way that I see it to happen. And that's what I take charge.
No, yeah, man, 100%, man, 100%. And like you said, I mean, you just coming off a big W last week and everything like that. And obviously, I mean,
Yes,
I don't, you're probably back into training now and all that. But, I'm going to ask you the question that probably every interviewer is going to ask you now, right after a fight is, man, what's next, man? What are your goals for 2022? Do you plan on getting in there, right away, or just see what comes?
Well, like I say, fighting really doesn't intimidate me too much.
Mhm.
So as long as I'm healthy and as long as God willing, I get in the cage every week. I'm one of them guys.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
take like I said, I take my job very serious. I don't turn down too much of anything. The first two opponents they gave me was supposed to crush me. They thought, but I saw and I conquered every time, like I'm supposed to do. So right now in my life at 29, finna be 30, I need the bag and I need more of it. I need my respect because this is what we fight for. And I need the honor, and that's for my family. So as long as I got that trifold in order, I'm in the right place at the right time. And the time is now, because there's no better time than now. And that's to bring people together, whatever the cause is, as long as if it's for the right thing and the right reason.
No, what 100%, man, 100%. And I'm amped to see it, man. I can't wait to see what's your next.
Oh, but if I went through a tangent right there, the next things I'm gonna do for the 2022 is I at least want to. I could take 2 or 3 more fights. You see, I already fought twice. I'm gonna fight again in July, hopefully out in Tough Enough, out in Las Vegas, Nevada, if they give me the right opponent and the timing is right. And then I'll fight again at the end of the year again if they want me to. Like I'm on a chase. So if y'all can't keep up, I'm catching up. And when I catch up, I'm surpassing. I'm not looking back. We running all the way to the final lap, baby.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Like I said, I can't wait to see it, man. You got me, Ant, man. I can't wait to see what's your next move. So, so man,
Yeah, that's what I love to do. I do it for y'all. I do it for my people, my friends, family, the entertainment. I know I put it in the work, but I go in there, I have fun, and I hope that y'all can see the art when I do perform, because that's just more than I that's the thing that I enjoy. This is competition and everything that comes with it. So I'm here.
There you go, man. There you go. And also, man, I probably should have asked this earlier too, right? But your nickname Iron Man, where did that come from, man? Because I mean, that's yeah, I mean, typically you hear Iron and you think of Iron Mike Tyson, and now that's what those are the connections I'm getting there. So is that kind of the
Right.
where it came
Well, that's
from,
the
or no?
connection. That's the vibe. That's the frequency, baby. You understand me? That's the frequency. That's the vibe. That's what you're picking up on. That's what I'm putting down. You understand me? I'm cut from that cloth. So,
There you go.
it come from, not a polished man, but I'm polishing myself every day. And like I say, I turn from the Iron Man to the Gold Man once the money it hits the bank account. So I don't really mind what the fans call me. Call me what you like. Call me your superhero. Call me Superman. But when I come in, everything that I do, everything that I touch them with is iron fist, iron paw, comes from the Kung Fu background of who I am and my spirituality of where I'm going and everything that I've been through. So that's where the Iron Man comes from. And they call me Iron Will because the willpower always been there and always will be. So they gave me Iron Will, baby. That's a beautiful name. I'm going to take it. I'm going to run with it. And whatever y'all feel like y'all need to place on me, place it. Just don't place nothing but hard work, dedication, and motivation.
No, yeah, 100%, man, 100%. That line, man, that line was top notch, man. So like I said, man, you got me amped up.
It wasn't rehearsed, man. It wasn't rehearsed, man. I
Hey,
promise
right off
you
the cuff, man. Right off the cuff.
that. Right off the links, baby. Let's take them off and let's relax a little bit.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir.
But back to business. Can't relax too long. I'm serious.
No, yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, once again, man, I can't wait to see what's your next move. And I appreciate the time, man, because you're a busy man. You're training. You're like I said, man, the thing that's, so awesome about talking about, with you and other fighters is, at the end of the day, man, we're all pursuing our dream, and, seeing you pursue your dream, put in the hard work, it's inspiring to me to, what I'm trying to do. So, Will, appreciate the time. But, before we go, man, do you want to plug in all your social media so, everyone can, watching can go and follow you and follow the journey, man?
No, definitely. If you guys get the opportunity, you can tag me or come watch me. Or also, you can get my social media. My Instagram is Will_power_2021. Will_power_2021. Will Gibson is the name. I appreciate you for your time because we can share this opportunity together because that's what we do. And every time that you need a conversation or a good word of mouth, you can come holler and get some food for thought from Iron Will.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Like I said, Will, can't wait to see what's your next move. And to everyone watching, man, follow Will, man, because he's gonna take over the game. So,
Yeah,
watch. No matter of time, Will's gonna be right there on your TV screen. So, there you
that's
go.
right, baby.
So, Will, appreciate the time, and to everyone watching, peace.